Hello everyone, welcome to Tano's Hardcore Media. Bringing you more news on UFO drone um, taking over skies. It's happening all over the world, not just the United States. So I think you're gonna see politicians um, and just people everywhere blaming other countries for this, which make things a lot worse. This is New Jersey. New Jersey mayor says White House comment on suspicious drones was pretty stupid. Claims danger to public that the drones are. Not all of them are drones, but let's get into this.
Tonight, one mayor in New Jersey is raising concerns and demanding answers after mysterious drones have been spotted lighting up the night sky. Joining us tonight is New Jersey Mayor Sam Morris from Mine Hill to talk about what has become a really bizarre situation, Mayor. White House National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby has said there is no evidence to show drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat. As you know, he also said they have no foreign nexus. So what was your first thought when you heard all of that?
Oh, I was pretty angry, but when he says, "Oh, there's no evidence," we haven't seen that evidence. He hasn't. They haven't shared one document, one email, one anything with anyone that we're aware of that would maybe let the rest of us judge for ourselves. And when he says there's no danger to the public, there is a danger to the public. These things are up in the air. With the Colonel of the New Jersey State Police said they turn off their lights and they turn off their locating beacons, and that's right there is a violation of federal law.
Right.
So, and the state police have seen them, and they commented what they do when the state.
By law, they have to have their lights on. They're not supposed to cut them off. You have to know civilian, military stuff like that. They're also supposed to have what flag, what country they are from by law. This is international law, not just American United States law. This was enacted, right after World War I, World War II, and stuff like that. So we don't shoot each other down. Friend from foe, friend from enemy.
Police gets near them. Yet the White House says, "Oh, there's no credible threat." The threat is if they're turning off their lights, they could get entangled in an airplane or some other, a helicopter or something. And the weight of these things, if they somehow malfunction and lost their power and they come down, if they weigh 50 pounds and they're falling from 300 feet, that's not going to be good for whoever's underneath of it.
Very dangerous.
So I really think Mr. Kirby's statement today was pretty stupid.
We have heard some concerns from residents, of course, as well. Kirby said the sightings are manned aircraft. Can you break down the regulations surrounding what is lawful behavior in New Jersey when it comes to drone use?
First of all, any drone that's up in the air, and my understanding is it's anything above 50 feet. So under 50.
There is federal, there is local and state laws. So it's different for different types of jurisdictions, but federal law is for the whole United States, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
50 feet is kind of a, little kids with those little airplanes and things like that. But anything over 50 feet, as I understand it, you have to have a FAA flight plan. Now, I know three different drone operators.
Right.
In the morning, you go in, you fill out a form on the FAA website, you submit it, and generally they get back to you in pretty short order and say, hey, yeah, if you want to fly a drone today over a farm, over a lake, you want to get some fall pictures, your flight plan is approved and you're good to go. They've said that these don't have a flight plan.
We understand that you spoke with the U.S. Homeland Security Advisor. What's their explanation for what's going on? What do you want to see happen next?
He spoke at the meeting yesterday at the state police headquarters. There were 250 mayors or so in the room. There was the Colonel of State Police and the advisor from Homeland Security. The advisor from Homeland Security didn't say a whole lot. Not that he didn't want to, but he just didn't have a lot to add. And the hearing frustrated some people, but we did find out some good information.
You pretty much know from what's drones and what's not. You can tell the lights and stuff like that looks like airplanes versus stuff that isn't. So,
this is What was confirmed by the state police yesterday is that whoever is flying these things and whoever's operating them, they're violating Section 107 of the FAA code, which manages drones.
Right,
so there's big problems, and and that's why this has everyone so upset. So this stuff that these are not real is just hogwash.
And people are documenting what they see. We were just playing out some videos. Probably some of your residents shot those images. So we appreciate your time. Keep us posted.
And let's go over Long Island. Let's go over Long Island, see what's going on here.
Wow, what a sight. You like the flag? Good morning, everybody. My name is Vito Fasella. I just want to pose a question that I think is on millions of people's minds around here. What if there were 3,000 reports of drones or manned aircraft sightings over the U.S. Capitol or the White House or the State House in Albany? What would happen? There would be an immediate and intense response to figure out what they were and to solve the problem. And yet, millions of people around here, New Jersey, of course, here in Staten Island, and beyond, are getting nothing but don't believe what you see. You know, there's a saying that we had after 9/11, if you see something, say something. I think that's become, if you see something, don't worry about it, because we saw it too. And the people of Staten Island deserve answers. The people of this city and state and region deserve answers of what the heck is going on. Just last night in my neighborhood, my neighbor sent a video of whatever it is flying over our house. And yet we're told, don't believe what you see.
That's fucking insane.
It's shocking to us that here we are almost a month later, 3,000 sightings, drones, manned aircraft, and our folks don't have an answer. We're calling upon not just the New York City Police Department, but others to get involved, get aggressive, figure out what these things are, and help at least alleviate some of the frustration, anxiety that many people share. This is 2024. They're either lying or they're incompetent or they're both.
Facts.
How can we, the United States of America, have this going on and we're told just look the other way? Ignore it. It's no big deal. We know for a fact that there may be some who are, performing some type of surveillance. Well, let's be honest with the American people and treat them like adults and tell them what it is.
Facts.
Yet here we are, standing, because we know recently there were reports over this asset, the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. Here we are in Fort Wadsworth, one of the oldest military installations in the country. There was, we believe, a drone flying above the bridge. We also know on the other side of the island there was a drone flying over New York Container Port and the Goethals Bridge. And we're supposed to just let it be? Come on, folks, step up to the plate and be honest and truthful with the American people, the people of Staten Island, and solve this problem once and for all. We're in this together. I know we have many folks around this region who are weighing in now, and it's about time. We started a couple of weeks ago asking that, along with the Congresswoman, to include at least Staten Island in any investigation that's going on at the FAA and the FBI. This is not to take away from them. They didn't start this problem, but they have an obligation to let us know what the heck is going on. As I said, we're all in this together, and representing us in D.C. and Congress is our Congresswoman Nicole Maliotakis.
Thank you, Vito. 20 years ago, they filmed War of the Worlds on Staten Island. And now, we feel like we're characters in that movie. What is happening is outrageous. Thousands of drones and unmanned aerial systems flying above us, and our government is not telling us who's operating them and for what purpose. I don't believe that the United States of America, with its military capabilities, does not know what these objects are. And what I'm asking, and what we're all asking, is for you to be straight with us and just tell us what is going on. As Vito says, this is creating havoc. People are confused, they're concerned, they have anxiety, they don't know what's going on. There's all sorts of theories that are out there. And the best way to address this is to just be honest and tell the American people what is going on. These are not recreational drones. These are not, I don't believe, commercial drones, because if they are violating existing rules and regulations, which say that they need to be under 400 feet and they can't be operating in the middle of the night between sunset and sunrise. So that leaves two options. It's our government, or there's a foreign nexus. And so either our government is doing some type of surveillance activity or surveying, or what really would concern, I think, everyone, there's a foreign government that is doing this type of activity and surveillance, and they're doing it above sensitive infrastructure, Verrazano Bridge, this U.S. Coast Guard base, the Army installation across the water, power plants, ports. And so, again, just be straight with us, tell us what it is, and let's address it the best possible way so we can calm everyone down and make sure that these don't pose a threat to our national security and public safety. Because even if it is not nefarious, the fact that these things are flying all over is a public safety issue. There can be an accident. There could be an explosion. There could be a crash. This is a very densely populated area. And going back to the FAA restrictions, you cannot be flying these things above and around buildings if it's commercial or recreational. So something's not right here, and we need our government to give us answers and also put in place restrictions so that this does not continue, and enforce the existing regulations and restrictions. And that means our government needs to follow those rules as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Recently, just a few days ago, we announced that the city, in partnership with the MTA, Port Authority, and others, actually took 70,000 ghost vehicles off the roads. Bikes, e-bikes, mopeds, motorcycles, and cars. And yet here we are helpless with these ghost drones flying above. We also know that, as Nicole said, this is a public safety issue, because there were reports out in New Jersey how somebody who needed to be medevaced to a hospital was prevented from doing so because of the drones.
Yeah.
And we're just supposed to take this lightly?
That's a very good point.
With us at the state level is State Senator Jessica Scarcella-Spitz.
Thank you. Good morning. One of the best sayings is that sunlight is always the best disinfectant. And leaving people and our community up to their own devices to decide what these drones might be, could be, and not giving the people answers from the top, from the government officials who are way higher up than any of us here locally, it's not right to us, as we get hundreds upon hundreds of constituent requests and questions asking them what this is about, that we have no answer. So this is us standing today demanding an answer. We need to be able to tell our constituents what is going on. And even if you just could provide a little bit more information, is this something of ours? Is this something that you need to do for security purposes? Even if it's vague, an answer is better than look away. Don't look up. That's unacceptable. And the people of New York, the people of New Jersey, which I have friends who are complaining that there are dozens upon dozens above her house. She lives by a military installation in Jersey every single night, and nobody's doing anything. We need answers, and we need them now. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Now, there's also reports of why don't you shoot them down? Perhaps the President of the United States or the Governor of the state of New York or elsewhere should say or issue an executive order to allow people to shoot the things down.
Damn.
There were those who have said in public life, well, don't be concerned. Some of those people actually said they don't know what they are, but don't be concerned. You can't have it both ways. How can you not know what they are and say you shouldn't be concerned? So we're getting to the point of reckless rhetoric, reckless behavior, and basically, as I said before, you're either lying or incompetent to the people. State Senate Assemblyman Michael Tanusa. What's so you know about it?
Thank you to the borough president for holding this press conference today. You know, tons and tons of constituents have contacted my office. I know they contacted the offices of my colleagues, and we just don't know what to tell them. We just don't know what to tell them because we're not getting any answers, and it's completely inexcusable. They owe it to the taxpayers. We owe it to the taxpayers. We, as representatives of the taxpayers, need to be able to inform our constituents of what the investigation has yielded. And we have none of that. We have none of that. They're either lying or they're incompetent. It's 2024. You mean to tell me that we don't have the means to find out what these are within our own borders, over New Jersey, over Staten Island, over the tri-state area? Completely inexcusable. And I call not just on the federal government, I call on the New York State Police, I call on the NYPD to get involved, coordinate, investigate, so we could finally get some answers for our constituents.
At the same time, this is also putting resources of common everyday criminalities and criminal behavior to the side. You know, there are robberies, murders, assaults, batteries, robberies, etc., etc., etc. happening. And it's very dangerous and reckless. That answers are not coming. And that you have to put resources into something like this when you have other emergencies, everyday emergencies. People need to get to hospitals, emergency rooms, stuff like that. Helicopters need to get people from in the field to hospitals, and you got real life crime going on, human crime, stuff like that. So this is putting a restraint on resources and money and everything else when we already have problems with money around the United States and everything else. So
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Well, point of personal privilege. At 10:02, I just became a grandfather.
Aren't you glad we moved the press conference up?
Our first grandchild, Riley Parker.
Congratulations.
So congratulations to Kirsten and Dylan. I'm sorry about that. Not sorry about the baby.
Boy or girl?
Anyway.
Boy or girl?
With us, a great fighter locally in the city council, great, not just a great representative, a great person, Councilman David Card.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Borough President. Congratulations, and we appreciate your leadership. Even when families' duty calls, you're here with us today fighting. And I particularly want to thank also the Congresswoman who's been on top of this since this issue first emerged. She's been absolutely a fighter for us in D.C. and here in New York. And the truth of the matter is that the people just want to know what's going on. Communication breeds confidence. Silence breeds insecurity. And if this is really nothing, right, then just get us the answer and tell us what it is. When sightings of this nature happen of this magnitude and above sensitive locations, above people's homes, they have a right to want to know what is going on. They have a right to answers. And that's all we're seeking. We're seeking answers so that we can calm the situation down, if indeed it is something that is not a big deal. And if it is a big deal, the people also need to be secure in the knowledge that whatever it is, that their government at every level, federal, state, and city, is acting in their best interest, is acting to protect them and their families. And they're never going to know that unless they get the answers that we're all here seeking today. So I thank my colleagues here in Staten Island and throughout the region for their leadership in seeking those answers, and we commit to our constituencies that we're going to get them the security that they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilman. And joining us on the North Shore, a great person indeed, a good friend, Councilmember Camilla Hanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Once again, you have the entire Staten Island elected officials standing before you today. because these times are uncertain. And in these uncertain times, every day adds a new issue that affects our public safety. So the latest are now drones. So I'm not going to belabor the point for time and warmth to repeat everything that my colleagues have said here behind me. But I am here to make sure that the hundreds of constituents that reached out to our office, that I am here with you. Staten Island elected officials are here with you. We are here demanding answers for the NYPD, our government, and anyone and everyone who can let us know what's happening. Again, these times are uncertain and people are afraid. Every day there's a new calamity, a new thing that is threatening our public safety. So I thank our borough president, our congresswoman, and my colleagues standing behind me. It's wonderful to have such colleagues that are always on call and are always there fighting for the betterment of Staten Island. Thank you so much. Stay warm and happy holidays.
Thank you, Councilmember. Michelle, you're not going to speak?
No.
Okay, from Councilman Baroli's office, Michelle, and from DA McMahon's office, James Clinton. James, want to say something? Sure. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, folks. James Clinton here on behalf of Staten Island District Attorney Mike McMahon. I want to congratulate the borough president. Also thank him for gathering us here today. You've heard some of the potential public safety risks associated with these drones. It's very easy to imagine a worst case scenario here, but we deserve to know what's flying in our skies. We deserve to protect our airspace. Staten Islanders deserve answers. So too do our neighbors in Jersey, all right? And there's another concern here, which is, we've seen this over the past 4 years really, is when the federal government is not readily forthcoming, or even local government is not readily forthcoming with critical information that Americans are demanding, it's very easy for misinformation, disinformation, and fear to spread, which is something we all want to prevent, right? So the best way to prevent that is transparency. And right now we're not getting those answers. So yes, as the Assemblyman stated, we're calling on the NYPD. We're also calling on federal law enforcement to empower local law enforcement, make sure that we get the resources, technology, and necessary people power here on the ground to conduct a thorough investigation, find out what is going on here, and get those answers back to the American people. The DA's office is here today because this is a nonpartisan issue. This is about government transparency and public safety. Thank you.
All right, James, thank you. From Assemblyman Mike Riley's office, Denise, you have a statement?
Good morning. I am Denise Pacheco. I represent Assemblymember Mike O'Reilly. I apologize that the Assemblymember could not be here this morning. Like his colleagues before us, he is deeply concerned about the recent drone activity reported in our community. As you've seen today, we are committed to working with our partners in government and law enforcement to investigate this matter. And we'll continue to monitor the situation as it develops. The safety and security of our community, I apologize for that, for our community, of course, is our top priority. Assemblymember Riley encourages Staten Islanders to report any suspicious drone activity to local authorities by calling 311 or 911. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Denise. Anybody else? Got everybody?
So that's pretty much the gist of it, of that Staten Island stuff. And there's something that's happening here as well. Here's here's Southern California.
First New Jersey, now Temecula. Mysterious drones spotted in the sky, and now people who live in the area, as you can imagine, they want answers. We all do.
Yeah, so look at this. Brian Dirks saw this over his Temecula backyard Wednesday evening. Now, he's not the only one who saw this. There are multiple social media videos just like this from South Riverside County. Witnesses say whatever this was did not make a sound. A spokesperson for Camp Pendleton says they are aware of drones flying over Temecula, but they are not associated with Camp Pendleton's training and operations. We've got Doug Lozader live for us with an update on these drones and what the administration is or is not saying about this. Doug, good morning.
Good morning. It really is perplexing, and we're talking about so many states now. New Jersey here on the East Coast, Connecticut, and of course the sightings in California, and no one can say what these things are about.
That is definitely a drone. First of all, a plane wouldn't even be this low.
There isn't much uncertainty among those who have seen drones over New Jersey. And now multiple reports of another object in Temecula, California.
It was quiet. It didn't make any noise.
I think the public has a right to know what is flying above the skies and what the purpose is.
That is a sentiment shared on Capitol Hill.
I've been a little frustrated. There hasn't been enough transparency.
We should be shot down if necessary because they're flying over sensitive areas, whether it's planes that may be jeopardized or security at military bases.
Certainly I understand why people would be looking at this and being concerned about it.
The White House responded to repeated questions suggesting some of these objects may be regular aircraft. Either way, no threat.
We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat or have a foreign nexus.
One New Jersey lawmaker was unconvinced.
That guy's an idiot. That I can tell you right now, because the colonel of the state police
Holy
told
shit.
the members of the state legislature that one of his helicopters was hovering above a 6-foot wide drone, and he landed that helicopter because he felt unsafe for his pilots.
Well, and that's an important point. I mean, these things could be perhaps not national security threats, but they could be threats to aviation.
Let's be honest, they are a national security threat. They are when they're over military installations and stuff like that. That is the very definition of a national security threat. When they're able to surveil and take pictures of all the infrastructure, of what everything looks like, and if they could go through our communication channels, if they can monitor our communications channels, radio frequencies, and learn about them and hack through that, they'll have all of our secrets. This is something I should have got into before. If they could do that, we don't have any national security at that point. If they're able to hack through our channels, our biggest security channels, and hack through that, we're done for.
And until we have some answers, a lot of folks are going to be on guard in a lot of communities, particularly some of these heavily populated areas around New Jersey. Brooke and Bob.
You heard them say that they don't think that this is...
They could attack our fighters, helicopters, ammo, ammunition, stuff like that.
A threat, but how do they know if it's a threat if they don't even know what it is, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the Pentagon has faced those questions as well when they say, well, it's not a foreign actor. Okay, well, then if you have no idea what it is, how can you rule anything out at this point? I mean, the only thing that the Pentagon is ruling out is that it's not them, that they're not the ones flying these things. But other than that, nothing.
Just with all this attention now, you would think with the new year, the new administration, there's going to be a more robust effort to try and figure out and get a handle on all of those drones that are flying above us, so that we know exactly what we're dealing with. We shall see. All right, Douglas Zader, live for us in Washington.
And let me see here. There's more going on here.
Welcome in on a Friday, everybody. I'm Reed Cowan. So you see the map there. Let's talk about this. Sightings of drones in the sky, the size of cars, now dominating headlines in New Jersey. Now also sightings reported in New York, Pennsylvania, and in Maryland. The question of what they are now in 4 states and in the minds of multiple lawmakers and even the White House. In fact, listen to National Security spokesman John Kirby addressing the concerns.
While there's no known malicious activity occurring, the reported sightings there do, however, highlight a gap in authorities. And so we urge Congress to pass important legislation that will extend and expand existing counter-drone authorities so that we are better prepared to identify and mitigate.
We just want to have a dictatorship and not allow people to use drones, period. And this is a psyop of some kind. Along with ETs. Obviously, they're around some of this, and foreign powers, etc. So you have all three of these things going on.
investigate any potential threats to airports or other critical infrastructure, and so that state and local authorities are provided all the tools that they need to respond to such threats as well.
Our CBS News national investigative correspondent Tom
How
Hansen.
are they supposed to respond? Explain. How are they supposed to respond? Just shoot them down or just watch them or what? I mean, if people don't know what, whom they are, who they belong to, you cannot make an accurate assessment of what to do with them, shoot them down. And if you do that, you have to worry about surrounding area getting, structures, people getting hurt, destroyed, fires, etc., animals getting hurt, a lot of different things. So
And met with a drone unit expert, Tom, a wingspan of 8 feet, and then you just hear him use the term potential threats. What do you make of all of this?
Are you an AI bot?
Yeah, well, Reed, that's exactly right. These are huge devices that are hovering up in the sky, and we don't still know who they are coming from, where they are coming from, what they're doing here. But what I can tell you is that obviously the size of these devices is a huge concern, because a lot of people are asking out there, why not just shoot them down? And even the sheriff that we met up with this past night, he said that given the chance, he would shoot one down too. But these are public safety concerns. Think of, that Mini Cooper, that small car falling from 1,000 feet in the air. That could do some serious damage to anyone who's beneath it. And sorry, my earpiece is falling out here. But basically, that is front of mind, no doubt, for all authorities here. But we still don't have the answers as to who's behind this. We do know that these are sophisticated things. Another thing the sheriff told me was that basically these drones have been able to outmaneuver the police drones, meaning they are moving faster than the police drones, which can reach a max speed of 40 miles per hour. They estimate that these drones can travel even faster, all the way up to 60 miles an hour. So they are moving quickly at laser speed through the sky.
Tom, we're also hearing of some letters fired off by key senators to the FAA, the Department of Homeland Security, even the FBI. Who sent those letters and what are they demanding?
Yeah, a coalition of 4 senators from New Jersey and New York. They've banded together to push the FAA, FBI, and DHS to get some answers. They want to hear exactly what those federal government agencies are doing with municipal governments in order to get to the bottom of this growing mystery that seems to, continue to grow in complexity as well. So, that really is the basis of their letter. It was to issue frustration. It was to express concern for the public and for instance, critical operations within the public, like medevac helicopters. That was specifically referenced in that letter. So there is mounting frustration. They want answers. And clearly, it just adds another group of people who don't have any answers as to what's going on.
All right, so we're going to go even deeper, Tom. Speaking of lawmakers, New York officials in Staten Island held a news conference earlier calling for answers, too. Just to add to the conversation, let's listen to this.
Just be straight with us. Tell us what it is. And let's address it the best possible way so we can calm everyone down.
Things not right. And really, you've been covering this story from the very beginning. It's like this drumbeat gets louder and louder. Lawmakers frustrated, the public frustrated. They want answers, any timeline as to when some of these letters fired off or some of these calls at news conferences could get answered.
And here is Oregon. Let's go to Oregon coast. Audio recording. This is Dago. And let's.
The aircraft. Do you have any, hey, Center Horizon 2207, got time for a question?
Horizon 2207, go ahead.
Hey, just wondering if you have any aircraft at our 10 o'clock, looks out over the coast that you're aware of. Kind of some interesting looking lights out there, not satellites, but maybe aircraft.
How far out? Because I do have an aircraft at your 10 to 9 o'clock and about 120 miles out.
Possibly, yeah. It looks like at least 4, though. Something's flying. It's not satellites because they're changing direction. It's strange looking. I've seen this a few times over the last month in the same area.
Alright, next 1207, Roger. How far out at your 10 o'clock and are they at a similar altitude as you?
It's really hard to tell. They seem quite far and probably the same altitude or higher.
Roger, thanks for the report.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, 1596.
Another one.
1596,
Different one.
Is there any military activity out straight ahead of us?
1596, no, we're not seeing anything. I had another one report at like 30,000 feet in the Eugene area. We're not sure what it is.
Yeah, there's lots moving out there.
1596, yeah, they're looking into it.
Yeah.
And where is that at for 661 Lima Fox?
661 Lima Foxtrot, okay, bye. You know, to 1596, does it still look like it's in the Eugene area?
Yeah, just straight west of Eugene. I mean, we're seeing 3 or 4 targets. You know, they're all altitudes, up and down. It's pretty
So
crazy.
these are 3 or 4 different pilots that reported because they have different numbers and stuff like that. So.
You know, 1596, does it look like it's about at the at your altitude at level 260?
There was some at 30 probably. But, I mean, they're shooting way up. We say maybe up to the 50s, it looks like.
50,000.
1596, thanks. Medevac 1 Lima Fox, did you copy?
Yeah, I heard it. We'll be looking. 661 Lima Fox. Thanks to the whole way in.
This is 2207, thanks. Alaska 835, do you see any lights or aircraft movement out here at like 3 o'clock?
So this is 6, 7 aircraft that reported this?
I have a couple aircraft reporting it. Alaska 835, Roger, thank you. And you can contact Seattle Center 12518 today.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, Cedric North Bend Airport.
Check North Bend Airport. And is there traffic actually out about our 2 to 3 o'clock? About, I don't know, 20, 30 miles?
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, no, is that the 4 different lights going up and down? I'm getting a few reports, but you're seeing it right in front of you now too as well?
It's 2 to 3 o'clock up, about 2 to 3 o'clock from our position. Looks about 20 miles going in circles.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, yeah, we're not seeing anything, getting lots of different reports out there, some at 30, some all the way up to 50,000, about 3 or 4 different lights. Does it look like they're around your altitude now?
No, there's one way up high and one about my altitude. Moving in like a circle, like a corkscrew pattern.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, Roger. Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, just looking into this a little bit more. Could you give me another more accurate report, please?
All right, I'm visually have eyes on what looks like an aircraft strobe that's at my 2 o'clock and 22 miles at my altitude, and I'm actually showing him on TCAS. Do you see that one?
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, I do not. Descendant pilot discretion maintain 14000.
Send maintain 14000, Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot. He looks like he's moving towards, it looks like it's moving towards the north. Like I said, 22 and a half miles off my right wing. Medevac 661 Lima Fox.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, thank you.
And center, Medevac 661 Lima Fox.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, go ahead.
Just had another one show up about my 1 o'clock, about 1,000 feet high, zipping towards us and then back out towards the ocean. It's red in color.
So these could be coming from the ocean?
Extreme speeds. I don't even know how to describe how fast he's moving. 661 Lima Fox.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, Roger. You are cleared to maneuver as necessary, left and right, to avoid the UFO out there, and all the reports you've given us are good information. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yep.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, any chance you're able to film any of that?
We're trying right now, 1 Lima Foxtrot. It's weird. It's a red circular shape, and it keeps zipping out towards the ocean and then coming back in about, 20 miles or closer to us. And then it zips back out of the ocean and we can't see it. 1 Lima Fox.
Thank you. Medevac 4 Lima Foxtrot, you can expect it.
Say again for 1 Lima Fox.
Number 4, Lima Foxtrot said you can expect that approach. Thank you. Dow's altimeter is 3017. Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot. Any chance I can throw you my number, and if you get a video of or a picture, you can send it our way. There's a lot of controllers here pretty interested in seeing what you're looking at there.
Yeah, let me get a piece of paper real quick. Hang on 1 second. All right, 1 Lima Fox, I'm ready.
All right, 1 Lima Foxtrot, area code 42555.
All right, 42555. I have my med crew in the back trying to film it too. They're watching the same thing I'm watching up here.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, appreciate it. And name, if you want to shoot me a text, picture, photo, whatever you got. So we're all pretty curious.
Will do. 1 Lima Fox.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, descend pilot's discretion, maintain 10,000, 10,000.
Pilot discretion 10, 10,000. 1 Lima Fox.
Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot. You can, I let the next controller know of what's going on there. And again, you are free to move left or right as necessary. You can contact them on 127.55. Any updates would be appreciated.
All right, you said you want me to switch to 12755 for 1 Lima Fox?
Affirmative.
And center Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot. Pass along what's going on off to the right of my aircraft. It's still continuing. It's a red, we're only seeing one. It's a red circle-shaped object that's zipping out over towards the ocean. It disappears for a little bit, and then it zips back in about 20 miles from us off the right side of the aircraft. Been picking it up on PCAS.
Can you turn the speed?
Comes back in, and then it zips back out over the ocean at a rapid rate of speed, faster than anything I've ever seen move. 1 Lima Fox. I'm trying to get a video of it.
Coast Guard 606 Tree, just north of Newport. You monitoring frequency? Coast Guard 606 Tree, just north of Newport. You on frequency?
Oh, at North End, reporting a quarter now. I think we're going to have to return to Aurora for Medevac 661 Lima Fox. Cleared via direct Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot. 125.8 Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot. Seattle Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot, 14,000 heading 330 just for a couple minutes away.
Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot, Sail Center, welcome back. Salem altimeter 3028, you are cleared to maneuver however you like. One able, proceed direct to Aurora State and advise.
All right, one able, direct to Aurora State, and we'll let you know when we're direct to Aurora. Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot. For an update on that thing, it keeps zipping in to just barely over Florence and then back out over the ocean.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, thank you. Yeah, we have a Coast Guard helicopter that's heading down that way. They're just southwest of Newport now. I'm trying to get a hold of them, but no joy, unfortunately.
Roger that. It's definitely higher than the Coast Guard helicopter. I'm sure they're pretty low, aren't they?
Yeah, they're down around 600 feet, but they are just off the coast. I was hoping they could see anything. I don't know if there's cloud cover, though. Flight Flights 1 Lima Foxtrot. Any chance you want to hit that guard or that Coast Guard there on guard? Our transmitters probably can't reach them that low, but you should have a pretty good line size. Coast Guard 606 Tree. Coast Guard 606 Tree. If you just want to hit them on 121.5 there and have them try to come up our frequency just for some questions.
All right, I'll try to get them. Coast Guard 6063. That's what you said?
Affirmative.
Coast Guard 6063, this is Medevac Aircraft 661 Lima Foxtrot, how do you hear? Coast Guard on guard frequency, this is Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot, how do you hear? Coast Guard 6063 on guard on 1215, Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot, how do you hear?
Coast Guard calling Seattle Center, or actually looking for the Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot, that Medevac is on 125.8.
And center, Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot, couldn't reach him on guard.
Okay, thank you for trying to station calling. Coast Guard 6063.
Coast Guard, this is Medevac 661 Lima Foxtrot. Seattle would like to talk to you on 125.8. That's frequency 125.8. Seattle Center has a couple questions for you.
Seattle Center 125.8.
Alright, Seattle just got a hold of them. They're going to contact you on 25.8. This is Medevac 661 Lima Fox.
Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, appreciate the report. Coast Guard 6063, Seattle, how do you hear? Hey, I got you 5x5 as well. I know you guys are probably on search and rescue out there. I just wanted to give you a report up ahead, about 20 miles. There's been several reports now of UFO activity moving what appears to be supersonic speed kind of inland and then back over the water. We've had multiple altitude reports all the way down to about...
so that put drones out of the mix with supersonic with that.
1-4000 up to flight level 550. I was just wondering if you had any eyes on that out there, if you saw anything. Coast Guard 6063, Roger. Thanks for the reports, and yeah, you can switch back to your frequency if you do happen to see anything out there that looks a little suspicious. It's been reported red and circular, moving really, really fast. If you see that, if you could just come back up on this frequency and let us know, I'd appreciate it. Medevac Lima Foxtrot, I appreciate the report. And if I didn't give it to you earlier, Salem altimeter 3028, descent pilot's discretion, maintain 10,000.
Discretion 10,000, 3028 on the meter, and my med crew said they got some good videos they're going to send to me. We'll get over to you guys. 661 Lima Fox.
Can't wait. Plus 1100, unusual report for you. That's a multiple UFO reports. Most recent one was 50 miles west of your position over the coast. Circular, red and white. We've had reports of it at 1-4000, and then it'll shoot up as high as flight level 550 is the highest report, in kind of a corkscrew pattern, moving at what appears to be supersonic or even hypersonic speed. So if you can look out that way and just let us know if you see anything, or if it's, whatever you see, we'd appreciate a report.
Yeah, of course, we'll look west, Alaska 1100, thanks.
Yeah, we got time for a question.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did you get such an accurate description? Was that from another air crew that reported all that?
So we actually had a medevac Pilatus that was southbound, and it appeared to, it was out over the ocean, and then it came and buzzed them about 20 miles away, same altitude, and then shot back out over the water at a very, very, very fast speed. And then we also had a aircraft in high altitude that was, I believe, at 39,000, and it just shot up past him and in front of him and went way up and then kind of corkscrewed back down. And again, very, very fast. So we're trying to figure out what it is. We don't have anything on our radar, not even a little primary target for it.
That tells a lot. The radar can't see it. Usually it does mean that it's not human technology. Versus drones, you can see it on radar. There's usually a big difference with that. And these objects are circular. They aren't looking like drones, like aircraft or planes or anything like that. So these are quite a bit different.
Wow, thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Medevac 1 Lima Foxtrot, appreciate all the reports. You can contact Portland Approach now on 118.1, that's 18.1. Have a good night.
118.1, we'll send you the videos when we land.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, Center Horizon 2065. Just wanted to verify, are there UFOs out there tonight?
President 2065, yep, had quite a few of them now out over the coast. Trying to figure it out. Thankfully, we have a Pilatus. I gave him my number earlier and just going to send us some photos and videos because we're all pretty curious. But yeah, a little unidentified flying object appearing to move at hypersonic speeds and just with precision and turning. And yeah, we're all a little perplexed. We don't see anything on our end.
Oh, that's awesome. Is there any way you can share those photos and videos as well?
I'm talking to my supervisor, seeing what we can look at. President 2065, you can actually grab the number there from Redmond Tower. I just forwarded it to them. And yeah, you can just shoot me a text, and whenever I get those photos, I'll send them out to you. And I have no idea what to expect, but we're all pretty curious here.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I will definitely do that.
Alaska 1100, contact Portland Approach 118.1.
18.1, hope we all figure that out, Alaska 1100.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, so give this game a like. This is at Kurt Rowlett. So anyways, that's what's going on. I just want to get all these reports together. Tell me what you think. Leave a like. Tell me if you go outside and see something. You never know what you might see. I think a lot more people are going to see a lot more things because a lot more people happen to be looking up. If you look up, chances are you're going to see something. What you see is different. But over time, you're to see stuff. And so, anyways, take care and bless.